G'day fellas. Welcome to a casted game between Soldier and Kynesie. For anybody unfamiliar with these players currently are ranked within the top 10 on the 1v1 competitive ladder in-game. So spawning in the east of the map is Soldier playing the British. For anybody unfamiliar with Soldier, he is brothers with Give You Anxiety, who is a titan of the Age of Empires 3 community, an incredibly good player, and just very well known for his abilities. Soldier is obviously his brother, so also a very talented individual. His opponent spawning in on the west of the map is Aeon, also known as Kynesie. Now, Kynesie is playing the Inca. Inca are one of these civilizations that he's, I wouldn't say famous for. He's more famous for things like Portugal, and he's very famous for walling the maps. So Kynesie is a bit of a fan favorite. People do love to see Kynesie. I know King Destroyer is a big fan of him. I'm not sure if King Destroyer is here at the moment, but nonetheless, one of the things that we do see out of Kynesie a lot is water play. He loves water play. Now, on this map in particular, we are playing on Hokkaido. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with Hokkaido, it's got a large volcano in the middle, and this is going to be blocking off a lot of access to your opponent's base. You've got one primary pathway through the south, as well as a secondary pathway through the north, and that's it. Other than that, a very linear map fighting around the volcano in a circular manner. We'll take a look and see what each player is up to. We've got Soldier now putting down a trading post, so probably going to be opting for a Virginia Company boom, or he could be opting for a water boom. Now, keep in mind, on this map, there aren't a lot of resources in the sea. If we were to take a look, let's count them up. We've got 1, 2, 3 whales, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so 9 fish. So not a lot of catfish. So 9 catfish, 3 whales, not a huge amount of resources. So at most, you're going to be getting a fishing boom that does maybe, 20, 22 villages. So not a huge amount. We've got now Richard Thompson from Soldier picking up another wood treasure. So picking up that initial wood treasure, now picking up a second wood treasure to the north of his base. Have a look at Kynesie, see what he's up to. He's found a 75 wood treasure up to the north. His explorer is down to less than 100 HP. Still fighting up against this tiger. The tiger putting out a lot of damage onto him, almost going down with 59 hit points left. We'll take a look. We'll turn back on the Fog of War, and we'll take a look at their deck. So we've got Soldier's deck. Let's have a look and see what we spot. He is going with fish. My fish. Oh, my fish. Indeed, oh, my fish. So no Virginia Company here. And taking a trading post is definitely going to indicate to me, if I'm playing as Kynesie, that there is going to be some water booming going on early in the game here. So now 80 food treasure behind the base. The giant salamander. Definitely worth quite a good chunk of change right here. So having a look at this build, let's see what we've got. So no 700 coin in deck, no 4 villages, not to be expected. Upgrades as well for ships. We've got the 2 monitor card, as well as the frigate in Age 3. We've also got improved warship, no increased range at all for the British offshore support. We'll have a look at Aeon, also known as Kynesie. He is going up at the moment, or almost going to be going up. He's got those 15 villages, so using the big button from the Cancher house, we'll take a look at his deck and see what he's got. He has got naval defense, and he's open with schooners. He's already sent schooners as his first card. Fish market he's got, as well as advanced dock in the first age and water ceremony. So for anybody unfamiliar, Inca are the best civilization on water. They are better than Portuguese. Now, there is a caveat in saying that. Now, when it comes to which civilization is the best on fighting water, I would say that definitely goes over the course of the game to the Inca. Early in the game, it's going to be the Portuguese, but also good civilizations are the British. British are quite good. They've got a lot of good cards, a lot of good upgrades. They also age up with the governor. Now, we see that Soldier is aging up with the governor. Now, because they don't have the quartermaster, okay, they have to age up with the governor. That means that he can use his starting tower to buy him a lot of AOE, oh my god, did you guys see that? Did you see that? The villager was moving to put down a dock in the middle of the map. You can see he's just got 200 wood now, and Soldier's dock has gone down in the place that he wanted to put it. So both players really going to be focusing a lot on water. If we move back to Soldier's deck, there's a couple of omissions that he has made on this deck. Specifically, Advanced Dock. Advanced Dock is an incredibly good card, especially as the British, and the primary reason why is because it's going to enable your docks to be doing more damage. We've now got a wall coming up from Kynesie. Kynesie saying, you know what, you want to get your villager back, you're going to have to walk the long way, mate. And Soldier doing the same thing and just putting a single pillar down. He's saying, yeah, I can wall too. Soldier, I don't think your wall is... Does somebody want to tell Soldier? That's not how you wall, Soldier. But nonetheless, Soldier now training some fishing boats from the dock. Now we have a look. These aren't schooner fishing boats. Sending 2 caravels as the first card. He's going to be sending it immediately. He knows that Kynesie wants to be on the water. So by doing this, by sending this as an early shipment, he's going to be gaining a lot of control. Now Soldier dropping down these walls. You can see these walls here. So he's been very, very cheeky in putting these down. He's just put a little bit of health on the second one and put the first one up. But it looks like the second wall is bugged. Take a look how much health is on this, 263. So the villager actually threw a torch onto the wall, and it does some sort of bug. I don't know exactly what it is, but it pauses the health regrowth from Soldier's wall. And now we've got the outpost being constructed not as close as it should be. This wall actually being really effective at stopping that in, but now we've got the caravels coming up. The war hut is down, but the war hut's going to go down on the front line. This war hut was just literally put down by Aeon, by Kynesie. The second war hut is up as well on the back line. I don't think he's going to be able to take down that one, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is he's taken down this first war hut, and that's what's so important. So really, really crucial seeing that age up coming through at 4 minutes and 20, and then the follow-up behind it. We've also got a third caravel coming out now. Soldier really making an effort to shut down this water play. He says, you know what? You probably sent schooners first, but it's not going to matter because you're not going to be able to use it. Now we've got the 2-pack. Amaru going to be going down. His Explorer is running away on 2.25. He's in cover mode at the moment, taking less HP damage, but he is probably going to be going down. So 100 XP now going over to Soldier. As well as that, he's got the 3 potential caravels here. The dock is going to be going down. Is it going to be going down? Actually, we see some of the fire now, and 3 Chincharaffs coming out. The dock doesn't go down. It's on 125 HP. 125 HP. We'll take a look at Kynesie's perspective. He's sending in those 2 Chincharaffs from the home city, also using improved warships as his next shipment. And look how fast he sieges down this outpost. It's not even close. These are ridiculous units. The first Chincharaff now being called back. The second and the third also being called back, just primarily because Kynesie wanting to heal up these Chincharaffs, not lose a lot of health to the caravel that's called Pickle. It's a bit of a nice name on Pickle. You can really see the difference in range that comes out. You know, the 40 range being measured from here versus being measured from back here. So going to be able to get a lot more shots out onto enemy units. We don't have any other docks coming up at the moment. I would like to see a potential second dock coming down from Soldier and another caravel in training at the moment. I think that would probably be the best option for him. Sending through that wood going back down to the town center. That is the 600 wood that's coming in. He's already sent through the 700, so utilizing that trading post that he's got to try and give him a little bit more pressure in the early game. Now with the 4 caravels pushing up, he's got to be careful of the Chincharaffs. He's healed up the dock. Kynesie's dock is now been healed up to full HP. Got to be so careful with these Chincharaffs, keeping them in the back. They've got much lower HP than the caravels. Well, I say much lower HP. There's about 82 HP that's different, and this is truly a water battle that I didn't expect to see. This looks like something out of Age of Empires 2. It's ridiculous. It's back and forth in the early game. And finally, this outpost is going to be going down. The whole time it was just sieged by a single plumed spearman, and the plumed spearman was really what was keeping it from healing back up in cover mode. Just being very, very cheeky there, Kynesie was. Kynesie now down about 2k score, but keep in mind, as a British player, your score is going to be inflated. Now, they're inflated very slightly by mana houses, which is what are being dropped down right now. And we can see that the scores are about 2.2k difference. And now, we've got a little bit of an opening, I would say, here for Kynesie, because Kynesie has got double docks up, okay? He's training more Chincharaffs. Now, if we have a look at how many Chincharaffs he can actually make up to 8 Chincharaffs. These are quite expensive, but from this point, he is very easily able to win this water, because you've got a war hunt here, and essentially when the caravels push in to try and kill these docks, they're not going to be able to, because if they do, they're going to group up towards here, and then he's going to be firing from the war hut and getting free shots off on that. So essentially what he needs to be doing, he needs to hit about a peak of about 4 or 5 Chincharaffs, and that's what he's doing, is going for that 5th Chincharaff now, and then he needs to push out with that. We see his opponent now with a massive 5 caravels. Now, the primary difference with the caravel is that it's got the option to do the broadside attack, and it's going to be able to take out, 1 or 2 Chincharaffs. Now, these are expensive units. 150 coin and 200 wood. That's a lot of resources. He's got to be careful though, because he's going to be potentially losing this for free if he doesn't get in there. We've got the fishing boat that's about to drop out now. We can see that they are microing a little bit awkwardly. The way that they're hitting the formations is a little bit awkward. Chincharaff's doing their best. They've got 25 range compared to the 20 range of the Caravels. Really just trying their best to pick off, and it looks like they're going to be a broadside on the first Caravel, or the first Chincharaff, and it goes down. Takes it out completely. This is exactly what Kynesie needs to be careful of. But now that the broadsides are down, you can push. You've lost everything. From this point on, your opponent's broadside is on cooldown. Just push. Go all in at this point. I want to see you ship Water Ceremony. Get your opponent off the water completely. Really utilize that range as best as possible, and that's exactly what we see him doing. We see him, the way that he's dancing around here. He's got to be a little bit more careful with the way that his boat's angled, but it looks like he's going to be able to take out that dock. Oh, it's down to 121 HP now, and still we see these Caravels. I'm going to remove that line of sight just so you guys are able to see what's happening. Caravels now coming in, moving. There's 5 Caravels that are in position here. Coming through with armor plating as well, so going to be moving that up to 1,000 hit points. It's going to be going up to 1,400 hit points now with that armor plating, so really going to be trying to put the nail in the coffin here. 1,400 hit points, the 5 Caravels. We've got the first dock that's beginning to get focused down. All the Caravels moving in, and he's saying, you know what, you want to fight? Let's fight. First broadside attacks going off, focusing down the back Caravel. Second Caravel on the front lines also getting focused down. We take a look, all of the Caravels. 3 of them are already on low HP, and the Chincharaffs are moving back. We've got each player moving back separate units just to try and avoid losing them. And we've got 1, 2, 3 Chincharaffs that are all very low HP. A single Chincharaff remains with full HP. And by the same token, Soldier now only having a single Caravel that remains with a healthy amount of health. 186 on this one. 800 on this one, and they do heal up very, very slowly on the dock. Now, keep in mind, if you've got advanced dock, you heal at twice the rate. So if we take a look in Kynesie's deck, we can see advanced dock, heal work rate for ships plus 100%. So it increases the heal rate 100%. So Incan boats are very dominant, and when you throw in the fact that they've got that advanced dock that they can rely on, they can fall back on, then really you've got to be appreciating just the fact that it's going to be difficult to stop. We've now got a little bit of a tussle going to be breaking out. A single Chincharaff is just coming over and just putting a bit of damage onto a single outpost. He's going to be losing a lot of HP off it, but I tell you what, that was absolutely very cute the way that he did that. Just bringing in the single one and just saying, hey, I'm just going to shoot you down. And just really stopping him and saying, we're just going to stop you from doing that. Now, a dock coming forward. Now, this dock can also be used by Kynesie as an offensive structure. You might be thinking a dock is defensive, right? It's offensive. He's sending in advanced dock. Now, when he puts units in this dock, it's going to give it anti-ship attack. But in this game, you're going to learn exactly why advanced dock is so potent and can be used as an offensive structure. And that's what we see. Kynesie wants to get this dock up. If this dock goes up, it's essentially a 40 range outpost with insane damage against ships. If this dock gets up, it's going to be very hard for Soldier to actually win the water from here. Now, we don't actually see any units on the land yet that have been particularly important or playmaking. We've got 3 Musketeers now coming out for Soldier. The first of it, advanced dock now, so won't be surprised to see immediately Kynesie moving the fishing boats over to this advanced dock. He can't contest this. This dock is now a completely... it is completely, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a bastion right now. It sits in the middle of the ocean and you can't do anything about it. We look at the difference in attack. So this is with 10 fishing boats inside, or 6 fishing boats inside. It's got 90. Take a look at Kynesie, 9 fishing boats, 270. 3 times the amount of damage. Just because he's got those extra fishing boats in there and he's got the advanced dock. So the advanced dock is really what's going to be doing it. One-shotting that fishing boat right there. It actually one-shots the perfect amount against fishing boats. For anybody who didn't see, 270, watch, it's going to just shoot it down immediately. Wait, did it miss? I swear it missed. It actually missed. Okay, it hit that time, and it actually took it out. I can't believe it missed. I didn't know that fishing boats miss. I think it missed there. Oh, no, he didn't miss. 270 damage now coming out on top of that as well. It's enough to one-shot a fishing boat with greatcoats. Now, keep in mind, greatcoats does affect your fishing boats as well as affecting your settlers, and that's why it's got that extra percentage of health. And I think at this point, it is almost certain that it's only a matter of time until Soldier loses the water. But if we take a look at the scores, we see that Aeon, also known as Kynesie, is about 5,000 points behind at this point. And he's investing heavily in water. But if we take a look at Soldier on land, Soldier is starting to put down more infrastructure on land, dropping down a stable. He's already got that barracks, a handful of musketeers. I say a handful of musketeers. He's got 15 musketeers, so not doing too bad. He's up to 100 mana population, also dropping down 2-3 more menors. So not too bad at all. Definitely doing a bit more of investment. We take a look. Doesn't have too many upgrades, just the 6 musketeers. No musket combat yet. Hasn't invested in any of those water shipments. So probably making the right decision there. You know, he probably would have seen that Kynesie had gone for a water deck himself, and he said, you know what, I'm not going to bother investing into water too heavily, because if I do, I'm going to regret it, just because I'm going to be losing it. If you had invested at this point, let's say you invested rendering plant, it's a wasted card, because Kynesie is just going to be here and he's going to be dumpstering you with these units. Take a look at how quickly they take down these outposts. These Chincharaffs are absolutely disgusting. So now the first outpost going down. Chincharaff's up to 557 extra hit points, so receiving a 100% hit point bonus almost. We take a look at Kynesie. He's got 18 villagers now on that dance, or on that ceremony, that's going to be increasing the hit points and the damage of your Chincharaffs. So that's exactly what we see. He's now moving into position to be able to take this off. Now, keep in mind, these are fully upgraded British caravels in the Second Age. Now, granted, they don't have the upgrade from the dock that increases attack, but that's quite an expensive attack upgrade, and to be honest, it's not really worth it. But these rafts are just really something else, and it makes you wonder, you know, are these rafts fair? When you consider it like what the Europeans have got. The Europeans have got their own bonuses. They've got broadside attacks, they've got pretty big health upgrades that they can get access to, but they can only make 5. They can only make 5 caravels. Compare that to the Chincharaffs, which at the moment we see Kynesie with 6 Chincharaffs, and he can make an additional 2 in the Second Age. Once he gets up to the Third Age, he can make even more. So, you know, it's definitely, you know, one of those questions of, is this a little bit, it might seem a little bit gimmicky, but it also might be a little bit too strong. And aren't they just the most beautiful units as well? I really love the look of them. They're just they're such a nice unit, the Chincharaff. But nonetheless, we continue looking and seeing what's happening. Kynesie now building up a force of 10 jungle bowmen, sees that his opponent is on land and is going to be pushing out. Now we've got a little bit of a swing. Now soldiers actually pulled ahead massively. Kynesie has invested too much in the water. He sent through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shipments have all been water shipments. He hasn't sent anything for land. Meanwhile, behind this, Soldier has sent through 1, 2 for fishing, for water. Everything else has been focused on the land. So it's almost like Soldier has invested in his land at the same time. He's got 67 villagers at the moment. 68 villagers now. Now, a lot of these are fishing boats. Don't get me wrong. He's got 10 fishing boats. We're at 14 minutes into the game. That is quite a decent amount of economy that Soldier has built up right now. But he spots out these jungle bowmen on the south side. Plumed Spearmen going to be moving into secure. And still, I don't think Soldier wants to commit here. Just appreciating that undoubtedly underneath here there's going to be some Chincharaffs, and that's exactly what there are. So even though you've got these Chincharaffs down here, they're not really able to do much. I think what we're probably going to be seeing... Oh, we actually see double war huts being dropped down from Kynesie in the base. A Cancher house as well. We have a look. He's got 13 Canchers, so the maximum amount of Canchers, though there is one in production at the moment. First war hut going down. Second war hut now on the edge of the coast. Probably not going to be going down just because of its proximity to the water. Kynesie doing a pretty good job of just sort of keeping steady at this moment. The main issue that he's going to have is that his units are running around the Cancher house in a bit of an awkward spot, and he's not in a good position. Another war hut now going down on the coastline, going to be in a safer position. Getting sieged down by Hussars in the base, so quite a nice little handful of Hussars. We have a look, 13 Hussars, 22 Musketeers. This is the right composition you want to be playing against Inca. It is the perfect comp. We see the Chincharaffs, look at them, sitting on the coastline, ready to take out any shots that they can. They are absolutely ready and just willing, waiting to get any fire that they can in on their opponents. A new shipment coming in, 6 Jungle Bowman is going to be the shipment that comes in from the home city. This war hut going to go down 40 HP. The last swing, it finally goes down. Jungle Bowman, or sorry, Spearmen, Plumed Spearmen are going to be moving into safer positions. Jungle Bowman, the massive Jungle Bowman isn't being built up. This is the primary issue. So I need to see this number start rising. He's got 9 Jungle Bowmen. I need to see at least 25 to 30 Jungle Bowmen out, because that's going to be the crucial amount of Jungle Bowmen that are needed to one-shot the Hussar. And once you've got that amount, then you're in a safe position. But still, despite this, we see more Chincharaffs being made by Kynesie. So just when you thought, you know, his opponent is 8k score ahead, I probably need to invest in the land, he's like, you know what, I'm just going to invest in the water. He's got 7 Chincharaffs out at the moment. But if he can do that, he can probably kick his opponent off water completely. But keep in mind, his opponent isn't invested in water overly. This is only an investment at the moment of 10 fishing boats. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. He's got 62 villages on land. He's got 10 fishing boats on water. Look at this macro. It's just ridiculous amount of resources at the moment. He's still sitting in age 2. Going to be dropping down a whole bunch more military production buildings undoubtedly in the future. He's actually dropped down a second rack, so 2 racks, a stable as well. And now the Chinchirafs are moving into position, so we do see that he's on Water Dance. He's getting a 15% bonus at the moment, so it gives out different stats. It increases damage, it increases health, and it increases them in different amounts. So now it is going to be going down. Now, keep in mind, Soldier is going to be in a position where he has lost the water. But has he lost the game? His opponent has invested significant amounts of resources in doing this. Now, you probably were looking at this game and were like, well, okay, well, if Soldier was always going to lose the water, why did he even bother with the water to begin with? And the truth is because you need to slow your opponent down. You can't just let your opponent boom for free. He sent first card schooners. He wants to be water booming. And you stopped him from doing that. You stopped him from doing a full water boom. He's got 15 fishing boats right now. Kynesie doesn't like having 15 fishing boats. He likes having 67 fishing boats. And he doesn't have 67 fishing boats. So as a result, you've slowed your opponent down and you've done exactly what you needed to do. And you've managed to pull out a lovely lead ahead of it because your opponent's invested in resources on the water that's really not that effective. We've now got 4 Chinchirafs now on the water. So the numbers of Chinchirafs are coming down. They've been cleaned up completely, but look, we can even see right now, Soldier is in a position where he's got enough resources to be dropping towers or dropping additional docks or even making additional caravels, and he's simply not doing it because he knows it's a lost cause. And he has done everything that he needed to do to pause the game and carry it out and just maintain enough presence on water that his opponent had to invest. We saw that the Kynesie went up to 8 Chinchirafs. He's continuing to build more Chinchirafs behind this. So really, we can see that while Soldier loses the water, he's made an absolutely amazing decision to just invest a little, just to throw a little bit. But now we see Kynesie coming back into a good position, down about 7k score now instead of 8k. Now, keep in mind, Brit does overscore, okay? Especially when there's this many manas out on the map, 16 manas out on the map. So overscoring about 2k. So I'd say really that this is about a 3k difference, to be honest. But nonetheless, we've got a bit of a score jump coming back now. Now, sending Huancar support, which is going to give him access to that second town center. Now, I do believe that this card might be bugged, so I'm going to be curious to see if he can actually make this town center in the second age. So let's have a look. Town center is getting dropped down, so it should be working just fine. Also, the Builder Travois is in an awkward position. I'm not sure if it got scouted out by... I don't think it got scouted out by Soldier there. So going to be going down, going into a farm, actually. So I guess Kynesie really appreciating the need to be moving over onto it, onto farms eventually. At this point, we've got a huge amount. We've got 5 war huts that have been created, a really decent mass. And honestly, at this point, Kynesie is able to move back into the safety of his jungle, of his rafts. This is a lovely massive jungle bowman. So we see the Hussars now moving down. These are upgraded Hussars as well. 368 attack, 23 Hussars, a huge number of Hussars. That is, when you have got more Hussars than your opponent has got jungle bowmen, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. Now, keep in mind, obviously, there's 11 plumed spearmen here, but at the end of the day, he's always able to fall back to the coast. This is exactly how Kynesie loves to play it. Come back to the coast and use the leverage that your ships, your warships are providing you. And at the same time, Soldier has to appreciate that. And he walks back because he knows that he can't do it. Kynesie is trying to bait him down here. He's trying to say, come on, fight me like a man. Fight me over at the coast. And Soldier is just like, well, you know what? I can't. I can't fight you at the coast. And so what I want to see from Soldier, I want to see him aging up. Stacking. I wanted to say stacking and I wanted to say floating. And so I was saying stacking about 3,000 resources at this point. We don't see an age up though. Soldier, please age up. Soldier, you've got enough to age up. Just do it, man. Just do it. Just let me see you age up. You're still in age 2 at the moment. Still in the commerce age. And I think at this point, I know it sounds crazy, but what I want to see, it's a card that he doesn't have in his deck, and it's an underused card. It's called Advanced Artillery. It's seeing more and more play in competitive. And what it enables you to do is build mortars in the 3rd age. I want to see mortars in the 3rd age. Now, obviously, he can't do that because he doesn't have it in his deck. But if you think about it from this perspective, right? If he had chosen, instead of like, say, instead of like 2 monitors, okay? If this had been that card, you could literally age up, like drop an artillery foundry, age up to the 3rd age, ship this card, and make 5 mortars, and literally just clean out your entire opponent's base. And there's nothing your opponent can even do. Obviously, it's a big investment of resources. Now, the reason why you can't actually do that with falconets is because falconets will get killed by chincharaffs. Chincharaffs, if they get even close to them... Now, there's a 1 range difference between a falconet and a chincharaff. 26 versus 25. Now, you could go culverin as well. But now you're investing in culverin as well as investing in falconet. So your falconets are for your siege, your culverin are for your anti-ships, and it's a very difficult spot because, you know, you need to invest all these resources. We now see Kynesie actually hitting the 3rd age before his opponent. We've got that elite jungle bowman coming in behind it. No shipments at the moment to be sent in. Does have a fort in deck as well as cloud fortresses. Also got the high ground card, which increases the line of sight by 15 as well as range by 5 for all of those war huts, forts, and any of those defensive buildings. Some Chimu runners now coming out onto the map. Oh no, it's finally time. Now, Kynesie hasn't even explored this side of the map yet, so he doesn't know what is going on. He doesn't know where his opponent's settlers are. He would only be having slight suspicions, but Soldier been making a bit of an interesting play. He's got 4 trading posts up at the moment as well, something I neglected to mention earlier. So going to be pulling in about 15, 16 villages off that. But now he's got to be careful. Elite Jungle Bowmen, they don't have the speed upgrade that you typically do see, the road building. So these units are going to get pinched out. The pikemen are coming forward, or the plume spearmen are coming forward. And Soldier just really not committing. Soldier could very easily destroy this army. But the reason why he's not is because he knows that in this position, okay, Kynesi's got a decent economy, and he's going to be able to overcome him. How is he going to be able to overcome him? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these war huts are going to be making units. They're all going to be shooting him down. He's going to have a town center that's going to be shooting him. He's going to eventually make his way down to the coast, and he's going to lose his army. It will happen. I guarantee you it. And he knows that, and that's why he can't push in. He needs to be able to siege this down. There's just too much here. He can't just allow it to sit there. He can't fight with it. Chimu runners now on the back line as well. 76 villages for Soldier. Soldier going up with the Adventurer. If I am correct, the Adventurer might be the 400 Wood and Caravel, which is a curious age up. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be the Longbows. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. I'm not too good with the British age ups anymore. It's been a while since I've played the British, but now Soldier moving into position. The fort is going up for Kynesie. We'll take a look at Kynesie's perspective. We'll see he's got this wall that he needs to get up, but he just hasn't gotten it up yet. The Jungle Bowman moving on the back line, 27 Jungle Bowman, sending in that two town center Travars. Explorer going down for the Incan player. Not going to be able to get that fort up. Also going to be throwing down a bit of siege onto it. Now keep in mind, this fort is going to be able to hold Kynesie for at least for the next 5 minutes if this does get up. So really nice that he's focusing this down. We see a 2nd town center being made, as well as a 3rd town center that's going to be made. Not to forget the 4th town center that we've got over here. So a huge amount of town centers now for Kynesie. Jungle Bowmen moving to trade in with the Longbows. These Longbows are not upgraded. They do not have their veterancy upgrade. They're only just getting their veterancy upgrade now. Do we potentially see some 2 Falconets going to be coming in? We don't have the Yeoman upgrade, which is going to be increasing the range of Longbows. So despite that, we don't have Advanced Arsenal either. I'm curious to see. Do we have any Arsenal that's been dropped down yet? No, it doesn't look like we do. So the Arsenal's got an upgrade, which is going to increase the hit points of the Longbowmen. So quite a nice upgrade. But Soldier sending through cavalry combat. So not even opting for those 2 Falconets. Just knowing that the 2 Falconets probably aren't going to be able to do too much against Jungle Bowmen. And probably not too much in the way of siege. And Soldier dropping down a TC. I don't even think this is a BMTC. I think he's genuinely dropping this TC down for line of sight, you know, to set up a base. He's going to be able to use it as a shipment point. A huge amount of bowmen now we see out from Kynesie. Kynesie doing a great job of just holding on. You know, one of the things I talk about when you're playing a greedy style, which is what Kynesie does, you want to be alive by the skin of your teeth the entire game. You don't want to be in a position where, you know, you're ever dying, and Kynesie is constantly alive by the skin of his teeth. This is just enough units to keep him alive. He's making villages. He's got his fishing boats out. He's got full control of the water. He's not too fussed. He's got 17 fishing boats out right now, and he's just alive by the skin of his teeth, and that's all he needs to be alive. And now we see him microing back veteran hussars with the cav combat, by the way, and he's not even worried. You know why? Because he's got 34 jungle bowmen, he's got 17 plume spearmen, and he's got chincharaffs if he needs them. If he needs them, he's got them. And so it's a very difficult spot for Kynesie to actually, for a Soldier to push into. We've now got Chimu runners coming out as well. If we do a little bit of a stock take of the economies, we see 72 villages at the moment for Kynesie. His opponent, 77 villages, also got 4 trading posts, so equivalent to about 95 villages, maybe 93 villages at the moment. And moving into position. He's got a huge mass of veteran longbows. These longbows are quite difficult to deal with. Honestly, what I'd like to see out of Kynesie is a huge switch into like full Chimu runners. I would just love to see like 40 Chimu runners just coming out of the darkness like... That's what I'd love to see. I don't know whether it's going to happen. We'll turn over to his perspective. We'll see. He's actually sending through melee infantry combat, and we've got 15 Chimu runners coming in from the south. We don't have the upgrade. We don't have elite Chimu runners yet. Despite having 6 war hearts, we don't have the elite Chimu upgrade. And now elite plume spearmen are going to be able to clear out any of these veteran hussars that are on the back line. The Chimu runners now getting on top of the longbowmen. Longbowmen are getting absolutely dealing with this threat, no problem at all. Despite them not being snared, they're just getting taken out by the longbows. Longbows are standing, looking very fierce, and now the plume spearmen are moving up as well. We've got more hussars that are coming out, and we've also got 1,000 coins sit on the front line. So reinforcing units. Jungle Bowmen are in a great spot here, going to be able to get out a lot of DPS, but at the same time, we see a huge mass of veteran longbows. Right here, we see 28 rather, veteran longbows that are just holding steadfast. Really just dishing out a whole bunch of damage. Still don't have that veterancy upgrade for the Chimu runners. If we take a look at the Chimu runner upgrades, we've got the Chimu runner upgrades in the deck. Chimu support, which gives 15% hit points, but don't have that one in just yet. 27 idols at the moment. A huge amount of idols for Kynesie. So even though he's got 74 villagers, it looks like, realistically, he's got about 45 villagers, I think, at the moment. So not a huge amount. And more reinforcing longbows coming in now. Soldier just looking very solid. 84 villagers, a huge amount of resources banked up. He could probably be on his way up to the 4th age at this point. He's got those 4 TPs. He's looking absolutely golden. And I think from this perspective, with the 10k score lead, we can start to see that Soldier is actually pulling ahead in this one. I'd love to see him dropping down that artillery foundry. That's exactly what he's doing. Dropping down an artillery foundry. I just want to see 5 falconets out here, baby. Just give me the 5 falconets, or get that petard spam coming in. Petards would work quite well here as well, because then your opponent has to deal with them. It's like an imminent threat. They can't just, you know, if you make 5 falconets here, your opponent can train Harakas, and they can slowly, like, whittle them down. But you get petards, you get, like, 10 petards in here. You send 5... Oh, my God, I just realized. Take a look at Kynesie's buildings. He's got 9,400 hit points on these guys. No wonder. Where is he getting all of that hit points from? We probably got to have a look at his deck. He doesn't have the building upgrade. He does have the building upgrade. 45% building hit point upgrade in age 2. Really well played. Despite that, Kynesie moving back here. Got some Harakas, elite Harakas. We did mention them before. 7 Harakas now coming out, probably from the home city. Nope, I don't know where he's called them in from. Maybe potentially a big button. So Kynesie somehow managing to fend this off. And despite there being a 10k score lead, the score is now closed up. Less than 5k score at this point. Kynesie pulling back into this. He's got 19 idols at the moment, so still looking like he's got a villager population of about 57. And we've got that fort coming in. Machu Picchu coming in behind this. Really just sort of becoming one with the land and just saying, you know what, I'm going to make the ocean my home, and I'm going to start building across the ocean. We can see that Kynesie is not moving north. He is moving over to the east, over to his opponent's base, over where he feels safe, because he does have those those water boats, those warships to leverage his power. But now we see the falconets begin to push in. 2, 4, 6, 7 falconets. Am I counting that right? 7 falconets right now. Now, keep in mind, these are upgraded buildings. At this point, he has sent in, if we go back and have a look, he's sent through monumental architecture, which increases town center damage by 35% and building hit points by 45%. So every single building that he has got a shitload more hit points, more than 9,000 hit points. It's over 9,000 hit points on this town center. But this right here, this is going to be the Pistole à Resistance. 24 range. Now, I think that's actually outranged by... they get outranged by falconets. I didn't realize that. I thought they had a longer range than that. Because 24 range is a lot. You need to get these inside. You can actually garrison your jungle bowmen inside the fort. It's not something that he's doing because he's fighting up against the veteran hussars at this point, and he's in a position where he's got 30 idols, so a huge amount of idols, not a lot of food that's coming in, and we can see he's really just trying to do everything he can. He's now sending in pulcadas, which I think is going to be giving him that upgrade, which allows the increased range, and he's going to be able to take out these falconets with the fort. Now, he's got 8,700 health on that fort. Now, I don't think Soldier realizes that these town centers have got an extra amount of health on them. So if he probably needs to be focusing down the forts, but I guess at the end of the day, they've got a huge amount of attack as well. So focusing down, look how much damage are coming out onto each one of these falconets. The third falconet now going down. Haraka's also going down, moving the villagers over into the fort. Now, the villagers aren't going to increase the damage that the fort does. The only thing that increases the damage that the fort does are the units. So we can see about to get the upgrade as well. So this is going to increase the range from 24. I think it goes up to 30, up to 27. So he's going to be able to outrange those falconets. Some popping out all of his units on the backside. It looks like he's going to be able to get a pretty good surround, but a lovely volley coming out there from Soldier. He's got the Chimera Runners on the front line, not focusing down the Chimera Runners. The first goes down, the second goes down, and we see some petards on the back line. I called it. I said I wanted to see it, and that's exactly what we get. Finally, these falconets are going down. As I mentioned before, when you have these falconets, they can be dealt with by your opponent, but you can't deal with petards. What do you do against these petards? We see the first arrow going out onto the petards. Second arrow going down, looking to focus down, and that is the recorded game finish. Kynesie gives it up because of the petards. The petards take the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, well played to both players. Incredible game from Kynesie, incredible game from Soldier. Amazing to see that Soldier was able to win this game despite not having water, and it really just comes back to not having enough fish in the sea. An incredible game. Thank you so much to Soldier for sending me this one over. If you'd like to see more from Soldier, Soldier does stream on Twitch. I'm going to leave a link in the description to his Twitch channel. Let's take a look at the last part of that game. We'll have a look at resources gathered. You can see British was just miles ahead throughout the game. We'll take a look at the village account as well. Soldier just being ahead throughout the entire game as well, doing a nice little build. And military unit population, the same thing. So really well played from Soldier. I think what it really just comes down to was doing that nice little bit of a, kind of like a fake boom in the beginning. And then, you know, leveraging that investment that his opponent had to do on the water and then overpowering it. So really well played to both players. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.